Hi everyone, it's me again, Christoph from Logobooks. As you can see, I am still recording my videos in this setup. The reason for that is because this is a lot easier and also a lot faster for me to record it in this way, and I feel that I can put the focus more on the books or on the material that I want to share with you in this way. So that is, in my opinion, also the most important thing from this channel. So yeah, that being said, I would like to introduce you to these two beautiful zines or magazines designed by LogoArchive. I said designed, but they are actually also published by LogoArchive. It's an initiative that is fully developed and ran by Baird, as you can see here, from LogoArchive. As it is stated here, LogoArchive is a study of form language in logo design, a recovery, research and restoration project by Baird, also known from bp&o, which stands for branding, packaging and opinion. So LogoArchive, what are they doing? They are mainly active on Instagram, so they post daily some logos, always on a black background, always a white logo, and that is why the zines look like this, of course. So it's definitely on brand. Let's take a look at the covers. As you can see, the covers, well, they're very simple but very, very powerful. Of course, the big logo on top adds to the boldness and powerful image of the entire cover. Explanation, as I already mentioned, and here, well, the social media of LogoArchive. I'm going to show you the back of both of these little zines. So this one on the left is the first zine. It's just information on what LogoArchive is and how these zines were conceived. Now, interesting story is that Richard from LogoArchive conceived the first zine in one day. So this means that he came up with the idea, he designed it, and he sent the magazine to the printer, or at least the file to the printer, within one day. So this little magazine was completely realized within one day. Of course, the printing time not included. As for the first zine, it is obvious that this is more like an introduction to what Richard from LogoArchive is trying to achieve. Here on the first 2 pages, Richard briefly explains what a logo is, where it comes from, also which meanings or which usage a logo can have. So this is a brief description of how Richard sees or what he understands on what a logo is and how it is evolving during time. So if we go through the little zine, we can see that these logos are always animal logos. The reason for that is because at this time, every zine is focused on a specific theme. For this first edition, Richard focused on animals, or at least animal symbols or animal logos. The interesting thing about these zines is that Richard from LogoArchive isn't simply trying to duplicate or replicate his Instagram account and use it for published materials. And that is also what he describes here briefly on the back. Richard is trying to create a publication which has now the form of a zine, which is constantly able to reconfigure itself. So here in this zine, the content is also changing a little bit, and I already noticed that there is, I would say rather a big difference from the first one. So what is the biggest difference in my opinion? It's also what Richard describes here on the back. this zine differentiates itself from the first one by introducing a cover as content philosophy and in addition to an insert. So here you can find an insert. At the front it's a poster. In the middle you see a Twitter conversation between LogoArchive, so Richard, and Logobooks, which is me. The reason why Richard included this brief piece of the entire conversation is because he tweeted a message where he said that the zine was going to be published quarterly. So I shared that on my Twitter account, which he saw, and he replied that he was still thinking about maybe publishing it every 2 months. So yeah, he hadn't made that up yet. So yeah, we talked about it, and I said that he could give it some more time to think about what he wanted to do with the zine, because I already knew that he wanted a more experimental approach towards this zine. So he replied on that, and he said, well, that he needed momentum, and that my proposition of publishing this twice a year wouldn't take advantage of the momentum, which made it clear for me that he should use this magazine to publish quarterly. And at that moment, I think that Richard realized that he found a solution for the problem or for the issue that he currently had. So this is a brief shot or a brief insight in his head during that time on how it helped him to evolve the zine. So if I go through the zine, as you already saw, the insert, what I didn't talk about was this side here on the right. This is, as you can see here, a cooperative I hypothesis. This is more, it's not really a scientific text, maybe more psychological, philosophical. Yeah, philosophical is the correct word. It's more a philosophical approach towards what an eye is, what it means in human contact, and how eye contact is different in primate societies and human societies. So this has nothing to do with logo design, and this is also a piece where this zine differentiates itself from the second zine. It is interesting, in my opinion, to read this. It's not the easiest thing to read because Richard has how do I have to say it? He has a difficult writing style, at least to read and understand. But it broadens your mind. I mean, we're always busy, or at least I'm always busy with logos and beautiful things. And by having these short texts that are talking about something completely different, they add value, but just adding value as information, general information, so not specifically for logo design. So going through the magazine again, it's actually the same layout as the first zine. I don't believe that this is going to change quite soon. Richard found a good format on how to quickly publish these zines. As he said, he wants to make use of momentum, so he had to choose a balance between the experimental aspect and of course the speed of publishing these zines. I would also like to hear your thoughts on these zines and also the experimental approach that Richard is implementing in these zines. I think that is the most important thing that these zines has to offer, because the logos, okay, they're beautiful logos, but you can also find them on LogoArchive, their Instagram account. So for me, the experimental aspect is the most exciting one, and the fact that it's related with logos and that it's looking beautiful is of course a nice extra. So yeah, I'm curious about your thoughts on that. That was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you would like to see more of these kind of videos, I would like to ask you to subscribe to this channel. You can do that by clicking right here. Also, don't hesitate to take a look at my other videos, which you can find right there. The only thing that I want to say is thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.